Oh, it's time. Pokemon Champions has finally released, and we have finally all the abilities for all the new Mega Evolutions released in Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, upon the release, unfortunately, I got 3 spoilers, but I didn't see the rest of the Mega Evolutions. So, let's start right now. Let's start with the first one, there in order of generation. Uh, Clefable, Mega Clefable, got a very interesting ability, which is Magic Bounce. Reflects non-attacking moves on the Pokemon back to the attacking Pokemon. Now, Clefable has always been a very good supporting Pokemon, okay? So having Magic Bounce as a Mega Evolution isn't too bad if we take a look at the original abilities of base Clefable. You can see it as Cute Charm, Magic Guard, and Unaware. Unaware being the one that usually you'd go for because it ignores any stat modification. So if the opponent has Swords Dance or Calm Mind, you can just ignore and support your team better with Follow Me. Problem is here pretty much the same thing we were talking about with Mega Scovillain. Would you use a Mega Evolution for supporting purposes? Not really. You wanna make your Mega Evolution, since it's a unique slot, you wanna make it so that is um, the center of your team in a certain way. However, things may change. Mega Clefable can be both an offensive piece and a defensive piece whenever the other offensive piece that you need to keep alive or without statuses. If you need it safe, you can use still Mega Clefable in this mixed role of attacking supporter. Especially because Mega Clefable isn't too bad in the stats, okay? It has decent bulk, decent special attack. The speed is a bit weird to work with, so you'll have to work a bit. I wonder if it has Tailwind now that he is a flying type. Let's see if Shadow Ball still. Uh, doesn't seem to have. It has dual wing beat, which is very funny. It has air slash, which is the only flying type move, special attacking flying type move it can learn. Doesn't have tailwind, unfortunately, so you cannot even set up tailwind with this Pokemon. You can have icy wind, which is an option. However, it is at least a somewhat decent ability for a Pokemon that is basically considered a side grade to a non-Mega Evolved Pokemon such as Togekiss. At least it's better than Misty Surge, as people theorized before, which Clefable cannot even use the Misty Surge. So, yeah. Let's go over the next Mega, which is Victory. Me- what the what? Okay, I guess it makes sense. Mega Victory Bell gets Innards Out. Ma perché? Cosa hanno fatto? I guess it makes sense. Damages the attacker, landing the finishing it by the amount equal to its last HP. Now, this Pokemon has a very good HP stat. Uh, not well, decent defenses and good attacks. Uh, the problem with this ability is, yes, you are discouraging your opponent from one-shotting your Mega Evolution, which is a good value. okay, you can set up and you are basically forcing your opponent to basically slowly take down Victory Bell, so you can set up in the meantime. So I guess it's a good thing. However, I feel like it's kinda junky in some way. Like, if the opponent attacks like if the opponent has a Pokemon with very low HP and wants to trade with your Mega Evolution, that's going to be an advantage for the opponent. So this is a very weird ability. However, I think people are going to be doing very funny things with this Mega Evolution, especially with it Nerds Out, like a belated explosion of some sort. I don't know. It's a very weird ability. I don't have much more to comment about it. It's a weird ability. It forces your opponent to slow down, but it also makes it easier for them to sacrifice a weakened piece to take out your Mega Evolution. So, I don't know. We shall see. However, it's very funny because it makes a lot of sense with Mega Victory Bell. Next up, oh, okay. So, in case you don't know, Mega Mawile and Mawile in general is not present in Pokemon Champions because Game Freak hates me. Um, however, we can see here huge power has been given to Starmie. Base 100 attack, um, with a max attack with a beneficial nature of 167. Uh, it's okay. Um, it's even less than Mawile's base attack. Mega Starmie's base attack is 100, Mawile's has 125. So hits kinda less hard, but with different stats, well, not different stats, well, yes, different stats, but also different typings, such as Zen Headbutt, Liquidation, Waterfall. Now, this is going to be very good. We know Incineroar is, in fact, in the game, and having a huge power user water type is pretty good because one Intimidate is not going to be enough um, to completely shut down huge power. 120 speed is massive, so you have this very fast and very strong thing just running at you at the speed of light and just punching you as hard as possible. So yeah, it's going to be a very good Pokemon. However, it's going to be very weak to Sucker Punch, which is going to be one of the primary ways you can stop this Pokemon. One thing that is going to be very awkward is going to be this 130 special attack right here. Um, because it means that despite huge power, this Pokemon can still somewhat be a mixed attacker. Because yes, virtually base 200 attacks is very good, but base 130 special attack is also very good. Meaning that this Pokemon can have a very awkward situation where it doesn't care about the bulk despite it being very good, but it will be able to somewhat also attack into the special side with a decent enough attack. Like, imagine you get burned, huge power basically shut down, you use Hydro Pump. You start spamming Hydro Pump with 120 base speed. Personal opinion, I think this Pokemon, the best way you can play this Pokemon is going to be a nature that will nerf the special defense and buff the speed, so that you can have both attacks uh, as high as possible in order to attack the opponent from both sides of the offensive spectrum. It's going to be very weird, but it's going to be also very funny. Mega Dragonite, we know it has multiscale, Mega Soul, Dragonize. Oh, okay. So I already saw this, but I wanna talk about it. Mega Skarmory got Stalwart, which is Archaludon's and Duraludon's ability. Ignores the effect of opposing Pokemon abilities and moves that draw in moves. Basically, this Pokemon ignores the following. Follow me, Rage Powder, and even U-turn, and then the same Pokemon that just U-turned or parting shotted comes back in the different slot. There was this interaction where Incineroar would go back, okay, in from the slot on the right, and then come back into the field in the slot on the left. Stalwart Pokemon would follow Incineroar in the new slot, even if it retreated and came back in the same turn. Um, Now, people predicted good as gold, which would have been kinda broken for a Mega Evolution because it will make this Pokemon immune to any status move, meaning you cannot burn this, you cannot paralyze it. Some other people, including myself, thought about Tough Claws because of the big claws. Um, Stalwart is going to be a very solid option because it means that this Pokemon will be very aggressive, very offensive. 140 base attack and 110 speed is massive. Uh, you cannot you cannot save your important Pokemon from this Mega Evolution, which is already incredible value. Okay, you didn't get good as gold, you didn't get tough close, but you are still a very powerful offensive piece, and I'm very excited about this. Like, unironically, this Pokemon's main weakness was always going to be Trick Room teams, and Trick Room teams usually count on Follow Me, Rage Powder in order to get the Trick Room going. This is going to completely ignore all of that, and you can just focus on the Trick Room setter in any way, shape, or form. And without good as gold, you can even help him get this Pokemon, so you don't even need your partner to also attack and be redirected. You can just help him get all into Skarmory and just destroy the opponent that cannot be saved by any Follow Me or Rage Powder. I think this is a pretty good ability for a Pokemon that seems very solid as a Mega Evolution. I am very happy with this. Next up is Mega Chemeko. Now, Chemeko wasn't always a good Pokemon, never has been actually. Uh, Reason being, stats and move pool not too great, but now it got a Mega Evolution with very decent stats. Okay, 135 special attack, 120 special defense, 110 defense. 55 speed is good as a Trick Room Sweeper, and now got Levitate. Basically, immune to ground types. Mega Chemico got the Steel typing with the Mega Evolution. Being immune to ground type moves is a huge deal because looking at the damage taken at the weaknesses of or resistances of this Pokemon, you can see that this Pokemon is weak to fire, ground, and ghost and dark. Okay, it's four weaknesses. You basically eliminate one, and the rest fire you can deal with your team. Rain team, your own ground type since you can spam earthquake because you are immune to ground. Ghost, the best ghost type is probably going to be Mega Gengar, which you can still deal with either your own ground type again or Mega Chemeko itself because it's a psychic type. And dark types, you can deal with a fairy type, a fighting type. Basically, you have one less headache during team building, which is already a huge deal, guys. Trimeco has finally the chance to be good, which is a massive, 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 massive deal. I am very excited to see what people will cook with this Pokemon because it looks very, very interesting, to say the least. So, yeah, Godspeed, or should I say Arceus Speed, Mega Chimeco, you finally did it. Frostlass, we know, Ember, we know, Excadrill, we know. Little story time. When Chandelure got Infiltrator, it was basically a nerf. It was supposed to get Shadow Tag as an hidden ability. Infiltrator is not a bad ability, okay? You go through the screens, you go through the substitutes, okay? Infiltrator is a good ability. It's kinda weird that Mega Chandelure got Infiltrator again, okay? Now, is this bad? No. Of course, uh, people were expecting this Pokemon to finally get Shadow Tag. I can see why they didn't give Shadow Tag to this Pokemon because Mega Gengar is already enough. Okay? It's already a pain to deal with Mega Gengar. They didn't want to give us another Shadow Tag Mega Evolution, which I understand. Now, Infiltrator on Mega Chandelure, a very offensive Pokemon, 175 special attack and 90 speed with 110 in both defenses. This Pokemon, once people, because 90 speed is not immediate, it's not an immediate speed to work with. You gotta need a bit more thinkering in the team building part of VGC to understand how to properly use a 90 speed Pokemon. But I feel like that once people figure out how to properly use Mega Chandelure, having this Pokemon ignoring the substitute reflect the live screen is going to be very painful to deal with because Chandelure back in the day was already a pretty good Pokemon. Okay, what a pretty good Fire type was a pretty good Ghost type. Now that it ignores substitute, think about Mega Gengar getting substitute Perish Song on. Mega Chandelure, you shoot Shadow Ball onto Mega Gengar. The same turn it's substituted. You one hit KO Mega Gengar. Granted, Mega Gengar is probably just going to Shadow Ball you back and probably one shot you. But I'm trying here, okay? The problem is, as I said, with this example, is going to be the dealing with the fact that Mega Gengar exists. Okay, Mega Gengar is the Ghost type Mega Evolution. Okay, it's probably one of the best Pokemon of all time. So it's going to be very difficult for people to use Mega Chandelure. I don't know. It looks as a very good offensive tool, but people are going to need to be very good at team building. Otherwise, Mega Chandelure is going to be a trophy. You will just probably better off be playing Mega Gengar, which will be unfortunate. I like Mega Chandelure more than Mega Gengar. Perhaps I'm reading this wrong, hold on. What is wrong with Game Freak? They gave Unseen Feasts to a Pokemon with 55 speed, so very good in Trick Room, 159 attack, 105 defenses, and 89 HP. What is wrong with these people? They made this absolute beast of a Pokemon ignore Protect. Intermission. I wanna cut this part down and interject. I got informed. Apparently, two things happened with Mega Golurk that were not shown here. First of all, now it learns Headlong Rush, predictable, and Rage Fist. Meaning they gave a very bulky Pokemon Rage Fist. However, I wanna calm everybody down. Apparently, people noticed that Unseen Fist got nerfed, and now it only deals 25% of the damage through Protect, kinda like Mega Excadrill's new ability. So, it's okay. Mega Golurk is not going to destroy VGC. Okay, so I couldn't have known, but now I do. So, yeah. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Okay. Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, Mega Greninja, we knew. Mega Float is not going to be legal, but it gets Feriaco, which is funny. Mega Mea. Oh, right. I did see this. I forgot, but now I remember. Um, yeah. Mega Meowstic got completely uh, scammed. Trace. This ability is completely useless. Copying an opposing Pokemon ability will be very strong. Because if you know what you wanna copy, you can position correctly and plan ahead what you wanna do. The problem is this extra sentence. In a double battle, a random opponent's ability will be copied, which is what ultimately kills this ability. If it was something like copies the ability of the Pokemon directly in front of the slot of this Pokemon, we could talk about how you could copy Prankster, for example, from an opposing Pokemon. The fact that it's chosen at random is very bad because you cannot like if you wanna copy Intimidate, it's going to be a coin flip. If you wanna copy Prankster, it's going to be a coin flip. If you happen to copy Rillaboom's Grassy Surge while the Grassy Surge is still up, is already up, your Pokemon basically has no ability. Doesn't help that these stats weren't too bad, but they really needed a good ability to make up for it. People thought this Pokemon was going to get Psychic Surge. I feel like it needed the Psychic Surge. Trace is not a good ability, which sucks. Like, look at this. This design is awesome. Why didn't they? Come on, I said multiple times while waiting for these abilities that Game Freak had no excuse to make any Mega Evolution bad because now they have a full scope on how the competitive Pokemon works and what people want from a Pokemon in order to be good. So they knew what they needed to do. And I understand you make some memes about Inards out, Inards out Mega Victory Bell. Okay, yeah, that's funny. That can have some usage. Yeah, that's funny. But somehow, Inards out is a better ability than Trace. Like, it's 2026. Abilities like Trace, given to a Mega Evolution, should not even be considered. It shouldn't even be in the back room of your mind to give to a Mega Evolution. Mega Evolutions are a big investment during a battle. You are using a Pokemon a slot because they're once per battle, and you are forfeiting your item on a Pokemon. Like, Mega Meowstic now is way worse than base Meowstic. But, because one Meowstic gets Prankster and is a decent supporter. The other Meowstic gets competitive. Both base Meowsticks are better than Mega Meowstic. Now, they said that Pokemon Champions is going to have patch notes, okay, to kinda help the balance of the game. I hope they change the ability for this Pokemon. Because this is, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it, this is pathetic. This is, this is foolish. This is straight up nonsense, okay? This is nonsense. This doesn't make sense. You give a Pokemon a Mega Evolution only to have Trace as an ability. The ability that rolls, uses, and then once it evolves into either Gardevoir or Gallade, you do your darn best to avoid them from having. Like, this is one of those abilities that you want your Pokemon to forget, just like they forget Growl. Okay? And Growl is still better because it works as a fake Intimidate. I'm sorry, but no, I cannot. I cannot justify this. Okay, if Mega Lucha oh no guard Mega Lucha. Ooh. Meg Ooh. Okay, I need to check the moveset. Let's see. Stone. Yeah. It has Stone Edge. Oh my god. Okay. This Pokemon is going to be very darn good. Uh, Rocks, oh my god. Basically, every move that is not 100% accurate with this Pokemon becomes full accurate. Meaning that Flying Press that had a 95% of accuracy, granted, is not that low, but many people lost entire tournaments because kept they kept on hitting the 5% chance of missing their move, including myself. um, Having Flying Press that works both as a fighting and a flying type move, always accurate, is going to be a very good deal. Every Rock Slide never missing is going to be a very good deal because this Pokemon speed is very high, is 118, is higher than Mega Charizard Y, meaning you can hit Mega Charizard Y before Mega Charizard Y even attacks. You can use Stone Edge without fearing missing. You can even use Zened, but without fearing the miss. Let's see, other moves, you're not going to use Sky Attack, we already talked about. Uh, Mega Kick is 120 with no effects. I guess it's an 120 move. Huh? You can use High Jump Kick for free without miss. You can use High Jump Kick without missing. Oh my god! You can use High Jump Kick without missing. Missing High Jump Kick usually costs half of your HP. It's going to be very funny because you're going to use Flying Press as a flying type move to avoid the recoil of Brave Bird, and I Jump Kick as a fighting type move, which is going to be very funny. Plus, it's going to be better than Close Combat because it's 10 base power more with no drawback, unlike Close Combat or Super Power that drop your stats. Um, you can still, of course, I was kinda joking when I said that you are not going to use Brave Bird as your flight type move, but you know. You can even use Bounce, always being accurate. This Pokemon is going to be a very good attacker. Like the only problem with this Pokemon is that it is a physical attacker, so you are going to need you are you are going to be needing a very good team to avoid the birds and intimidates. But once you deal with those, this Pokemon is going to be virtually unstoppable. Like, Aulucha has no guard. Oh my god. Oh my god. Aulucha defeated a Machamp in the presentation trailer. Machamp's ability is no guard. Aulucha is going to be a better user of no guard than Machamp. I wonder if it has like cross chop. Will be hysterical if this Pokemon had cross chop. Oh my god, it has cross chop. Meaning you can give this Pokemon a Dragon type supporter with Dragon Cheer or any Pokemon with Dragon Cheer and raise the crit rate of this Pokemon until it always crits and you can just spam cross chop stab without ever fearing a miss. Oh my god, oh my god, this Pokemon is going to be so funny to test with. Oh my god, this is going to be glorious. God, Arceus Speed, Mega Lucia. Arceus Speed, you deserved it. Let's go for Mega Crabominable. Iron Fist. For some reason, people speculated on freaking contrary. I don't understand what in Crabominable's design make them think it was contrary. Despite this Pokemon having two giant armored fists, uh, yeah, it was obvious. It was obviously going to be Iron Fist. Like, this was probably the most no-brainer ability we could have. Like, I'm not even surprised. However, I'm going to analyze Mega Crabominable because 157 base attack, 122 speed, 107 special defense, and 33 speed. This Pokemon is going to be an absolute monster under Trick Room. Monster! Okay? Because you can attack with Ice Hammer. I think it counts as a punching move. I don't remember, but for the sake of the argument, we're going to talk about Ice Punch, which is probably at this point going to be better with Iron Fist. So, like, um, let's check Ice Hammer if it counts as a punching move. Physical contact, bullet type, powder move, affected by gravity, sound type, biting type, punch type. Yes, it is a punch move. So yeah, you can use. Oh my goodness, 100 and base power stab Iron Fist move that also makes you slower under Trick Room, meaning you can underspeed uh, any Among Us. Damn, Crabominable is going to be a very good Trick Room sweeper. Does it? It also get Mach Punch with outside Trick Room is a pretty good priority move. It also a stab. It has pretty good coverage. It should also learn the Rain Punch, meaning this Pokemon also have options. Yeah, there we go. The Rain Punch, 75 base power stab, and Iron Fist. You're going to heal a lot, and this Pokemon is very bulky. This Pokemon is going to be very powerful. It's probably going to be one of the best physical sweepers under the Trick Room. The future Trick Room physical scene is going to be basically Mega Mawile, Mega Crabominable, and Ursaluna. Granted, Mega Mawile is not still in the game, but to make you understand, this Pokemon enters full right into the Trick Room scene of the physical side, especially within the Mega Evolution scene. Very good. Yes, you lose Contrary, you are going to be kind of weak to Intimidate, but is that going to be a real problem? Like, you can set up, you can bulk up with this Pokemon. Is it going to be really a problem that this Pokemon didn't get Contrary? No, of course not. So, yeah, I it was predictable, but this is going to be a very good Trick Room Sweeper, and even outside Trick Room with Mark Punch. So, yeah, very good. Very nice. And now, Drampa. People thought it was going to be Drizzle, and he's Berserk. Oh. So Berserk is one of Drampa's uh, base abilities. Boosts the Pokemon special attack stat when an hit causes it to become half HP or less. Is this ability any good, especially on Mega Drampa? Let's take a look. 78 HP, 110 defense, 116 special defense, 160 special attack. Is this Pokemon going to be good with this ability? Personal opinion, yes. Because Moltres Galar has the same exact ability. Now granted, Moltres Galar could bear a citrus berry. So you could make that Pokemon heal in order to get your Berserker boosts. And Moltres Galar was very popular during the Dynamax format. Not that in later format was bad. However, let's take a look at Mega Drampa's weaknesses. It's going to be Ice Fighting, where is it? Dragon and Fairy. Okay? Of course, you don't want this Pokemon to be hit too hard. However, with the correct spread, like this Pokemon with base 160 attack, okay, reaches 200, almost 200 special attack with barely any investment. Meaning you can spend the wide majority of your points all into the defenses, making this Pokemon bulkier and bulkier, and they have a supporting cast for this Pokemon. Your Trick Room setter can give this Pokemon continuous heal pulses, continuous helping hands, and this Pokemon, you don't even need the other Pokemon to attack, because this Pokemon has Stab Hyper Voice. Okay? So you are not really going to need the other Pokemon to attack that many times. As long as it keeps Mega Drampa alive and Mega Drampa gets Berserker boosts, your Pokemon, your Mega Drampa is going to be a very menacing Pokemon. Of course, it's not going to be immediate, especially because it's faster, so slower under Trick Room than Mega Crabominable. And Mega Crabominable is able to lower its speed further and further. But I feel like this Pokemon is going to be very good. Was Drizzle better or worse? I feel it was more of a lower side grade because Drizzle wouldn't give this Pokemon Stabs any boost. Now this Pokemon, I feel like it's more flexible because now these Pokemon Stabs are going to be always boosted thanks to Berserk. And I don't wanna misremember, but does this Pokemon learn Roost or Recover? I don't remember. Yeah, it learns Roost, and it probably doesn't learn Recover, no, but it has Roost. Kinda like Moltres Gala. So you are going to use this Pokemon as a new gen Moltres Galar if you support it correctly under Trick Room that spams Hyper Voice, spams the Draco Meteor, spams anything. This Pokemon is very promising, but it's going to be needing a much more thorough team building. Okay, overall satisfied because it means that this Pokemon can be used even in a format where Primal Kyogre is present. Uh, Now, because it means that doesn't waste entirely an ability. Now, is when Primal Kyogre going to be legal, also meaning that Xerneas is going to be legal? Yes, but that is something that team building can just fix. You can put another Mega Evolution such as Mega Mawile, you can put a Steel type or a Poison type to deal with Xerneas, and then you have Mega Drampa just clearing off the rest of the field. It's okay. I accept the challenge of building a good Mega Drampa team. Mega Scovillain, we already know that got completely demolished. And Mega Glimmora, and apparently not all Mega Evolutions, especially the new ones, are going to be legal in Pokemon Champions from the get-go, which makes me kinda sad. I wanted to test some of the new things, like Mega Staraptor isn't in the game, makes me very sad. But let's focus on Mega Glimmora. Because Mega Glimmora is a very interesting case because Glimmora with Power Herb and Meteor Beam was considered up until now tendentially better than Glimmora because you could get a free boost on your special attack and you could just delete one Pokemon from the face of the earth with a very powerful rock type stab attack. But adaptability raises the boost to twice the power instead of 1.5, meaning that Sludge Bomb, Power Gem are going to be much more powerful. Does this make up for the loss of Power Herb Meteor Beam? A bit, probably. I will put the calculations on the screen. However, I feel like Mega Glimmora will have some sort of niche. It's a poison type resisting Mega Gengar, a rock type resisting Mega Charizard Y, and Mega Metagross apparently isn't in the game, which is sad because I also wanted to test Tough Claws, Heavy Slam. But regardless, yes, you have a 4 times weakness to ground. But I feel like this Pokemon with adaptability and being faster than Mega Charizard Y and resisting Mega Gengar, I feel like this Pokemon is going to be actually good, despite what we thought initially. Like, we got very used to Glimmora's Power Herb shenanigans. But I feel like now we can justify using Mega Glimmora. Hmm, this is going to be very, very curious. I, uh, I don't know if I'm going to test Mega Glimmora in the future, or if I'm going to cover Mega Glimmora. But this is going to be actually a very interesting case. I'm very curious about this Pokemon because adaptability is Mega Lucario's ability, and Mega Lucario was pretty good. Huh. The only thing that is probably going to nerf this Pokemon is that special attack is 150. And in a meta game, it's usually very good until we hit restricted format. I know it's probably very far away, but just keep in mind that this Pokemon, well, no, with the speed, no, not even with the speed it has, it can outspeed, um, it can outspeed Xerneas. We have Mega Glimmora outspeeding Xerneas, kinda like Mega Gengar, but also resisting better Incineroar and one of Primal Groudon stabs. And we also have Mega Skarmory that ignores Follow Me in order to hit with Iron Head Xerneas. So we did get a lot of tools to deal with Xerneas in a future possible restricted format. I know it's far away, but it's the apex of power, so I'm going to compare with that. But yeah, Mega Glimmer is a very curious example. Yeah. So this is going to be all the new abilities for the new Mega Evolution. Overall, we have highs and lows. Okay? Some Pokemon may get patch notes, of course, but overall, I feel like the the wide majority of this Pokemon was was made justice, except like Mega Meowstic and a couple others. But overall, I see a lot of new potential that I'm very curious to see where it's going. Where it's going. Mega Golurk having Unseen Fists, uh, Mega Shaymeko with Levitate, Mega Skarmory with Stalwart, uh, Mega Lucha with Nogard, Mega Crabominable with Iron Fist, Mega Drampa with Berserk. I feel the Ramp is one of my favorite Pokemon, and Mega Ramp is one of my favorite Mega Evolutions. So of course I'm hyped about trying a Pokemon that basically sets up punishing the opponent for even thinking about attacking it. So yeah, I am very curious. That's going to be it for the first round of coverage in Pokemon Champions. Let me know in the comments what you think about all these abilities. What is the one you are the most hyped for? Let me know. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.